Hey guys, so it's about 1 minute before my friend Lourdes Salinas, who does housing, she and her husband have a nonprofit. Please call them at 530-488-9768. 530-488-9768. She and her husband have a nonprofit to help people with housing. They're particularly trying to find housing for grandparents or parents of children who are unhoused and or veterans. She works around the world, around the United States rather. She is headquartered in Sacramento, but she's working all over the country. So yeah, very wonderful people. Uh, so we're doing shows today together. I started about a minute early and said things. So go ahead and tell us, what do you want to tell us about housing today?
About housing today. It takes everyone to get this mission um, to come to fruition. What is the mission? Alternative Housing Alliance is on a calling to develop truly affordable modular units in the form of duplexes for
Okay.
people who have low income, no income, or people with disabilities, veterans with PTSD,
Yeah.
parents, single parents with children, and
Oh, yeah. Or as we say on many of our shows, because you and I do 3 to 5 shows a week,
yeah.
uh, the government's not doing anything. And it's not just the Republicans. Democrats don't do much either.
No, it's
And
not. It's not partisan.
government at any level, federal, state, county, city, they don't do much. They like to take credit if someone else does it,
Right.
but the United
Yeah,
States has a critical housing shortage.
it's I think that the systems that are currently in place
Yeah,
are not really here to help people to thrive. So there's an investment, in my opinion, from what I've seen,
yeah,
in people in the divide between the haves and have-nots to remain as broad as it is currently.
yes, yeah,
And
very.
so then
That's
we
being
have
nice. I mean, I think it'll get wider.
it is widening with all this stuff that's
Yeah,
happening. It is
yeah.
widening for sure.
I don't
And
understand the nature of greed, such that billionaires who have 10, 20, 30, 100, $200 billion feel the need to get more money.
right, I think it's a
You know,
disease, Mark Isaac. It's a
Uh,
disease.
I,
And even though the people who have a lot of money have more freedom, they're also a slave to the disease of wanting more and more and
yeah,
more at anyone's expense.
yeah,
We
yeah,
don't matter.
yes.
And
And
so
I also,
then,
yeah, go
yeah.
ahead. Yeah,
So when I spoke to the manager, actually he was the executive director of crisis response here in Sacramento. His name is
okay.
Brian Pedro. I spoke to him because he said their belief is that an unhoused person can live in a 10 by 7 indefinitely, forever.
Mm,
And
okay.
I asked him at this huge meeting where there were a lot of elected officials and stakeholders present. I said, but can you thrive? Can you yourself thrive in a 10 by 7? And he acted and looked like I had just called him the worst names in the book.
Yeah,
And I said,
yeah,
because I could not thrive in a 10 by 7.
yeah, yeah.
And so then the question becomes, what do you want to do? Do you just want to throw people in a hole and say, oh, look at what we've done. We're so good. We're
Ah,
so, invested in people, when if they really cared, you can house people with dignity and give them more square footage. I'm not talking a huge place, but better than 70 square feet.
What is that? What's the size of a typical tiny home, quote unquote?
Probably 100 to under 300 square feet. So like
And
a 10 by 12.
would you
Or
consider
10
a
by-
tiny home to be an acceptable place?
Yes.
All right, because I would too, and I think we should look at building tiny home villages. Not you and I,
Yes.
but I mean
Yes.
society
Communities.
should. There are one or two Hollywood actors, one or two. I think one woman and one man who are spending some of their money building small, doable, tiny villages, like 10 homes.
Perfect. Perfect.
You
I
know,
think,
yeah, go ahead.
excuse me. I think that to give people their own bathroom and kitchen
Yeah,
are huge,
yes,
huge, because they'll be able to, when they're at their most vulnerable, showering or cooking and they're busy,
right.
they'll be
Yes.
safe. And so
Well,
we can
and
do better
yeah,
than just a closet with a bed.
yeah. And when homeless people are interviewed, one of the top 4 or 5 things they say when people say, well, what do you need the most? One of the top 3 or 4 things they say is finding a bathroom,
Yes.
you know?
Yes. And we take it
So,
for
I
granted
mean,
that
for
we
God's
have a
sakes,
bathroom right there, down the hallway or whatever.
you
But
you
it's
can't be decent enough to allow someone to have a bathroom.
yes, yes.
Something's
And
wrong.
so yeah, so I believe it can be done, but the systems need to change so that they're not creating more space between the haves and the have-nots. It needs to shrink, not
Well,
increase.
yeah, and yeah, one of the politicians in Washington, whose name I would like to say, but probably won't,
Yes,
has
that's a good
been
idea.
suggesting that the ultra wealthy, the billionaires, get a 3% tax. 3% is not, during the Eisenhower administration, there were things like a 70% tax. And
Wow.
I won't, I don't have I saw it on TikTok on a reliable site. Yes, of course, I could go look it up, but we have had some very high taxes in this world.
Yeah.
3% is not beyond, if you've got 2 or 300 billion dollars, taking away 3% is not really a tragedy. You know, I mean, Warren Buffett,
Right.
who I
Right.
actually like, makes about $110
Yes, me too.
million per day. Per day. Per
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
I
I
think
like
when I
him
see
too.
this stuff, I'm going to start documenting it better.
I know, right? But it's not all about money because at the end of the day, Mark Isaac, no matter how wealthy a person is, maybe they can freeze your genes, right? Do stuff like that. But disease takes us all. It doesn't
Yeah,
matter what we have
I
or have
know. Yeah,
not, or it's the
yeah,
equalizer.
yeah. No, it's true. But I'm not asking the wealthy to change their opinion of the homeless. I'm just saying, give us 3% of your goddamn money, and you can keep hating us and the homeless. As far as I'm concerned, and we'll do the work. And by the way,
Yes.
about freezing jeans, I tried freezing my jeans the other day.
And what was it like, the experience?
I had the hardest time putting them on.
Not
They were frozen.
crunchy.
Yeah, yeah. I had to
Not
wear
to
a
mention
dress. I had to wear a
possible
dress that
frostbite.
day. Yeah, yeah, right.
But yeah. So,
And just so we're fair, I'm going to make the following very short public statement. There are in existence billionaires who are nice people.
yes, yes.
There are.
The majority of them, though.
No. And I have had three or four friends who are millionaires, just I don't know why. And of those three or four, I would say all of them were nice people, you know.
Yes,
So
yes,
there are wealthy, nice people.
there are.
They're
And
just
and
few and
also
far between. Yeah.
social impact minded, very wealthy people.
Right. Well, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yep. And, sometimes you can manipulate things around so that a wealthy person can get some big benefit. That's what all this token charity work by corporations is about. McDonald's that
right,
makes $600 trillion per second
right.
donate $5 to a blind fund and then spends $300 million advertising the fact that they spent $5 with a blind fund. Look at
And
us.
that's, yes,
So good.
right. It's all about patting themselves on the back.
Yeah. So,
And that part bugs the crap out of me.
but
It's just like,
at least they're doing something, and at least
yes,
they're putting
yes,
out into the world the
yes,
idea, because it didn't used to be. Nowadays, it's kind of like if you're famous, if you're a big corporation or a big star, it's part of what your portfolio has to have in it is a little 3% thing of, oh, I give to the blind, or
right,
I give to
right.
people with cancer of the toenail, or
Yes,
whatever.
yes.
Any good PR firm will say, well, you better spend $3 over here helping someone. So it looks like you give a
True.
flying, what.
Yes, yes. I've seen that too. And which is good, but a taxation on the most wealthy would help the masses. And
But yeah,
so,
and like I say, 3% is not unreasonable.
no, it is very reasonable for their wealth compared to their
Yeah,
wealth.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Okay,
yeah.
my dear
All
friend,
right. You're
I've
out
got to
of
hit the
here.
road.
All right. Take care.
You too, brother. I will see you next week.
Yes, ma'am. Take care.
Blessings
Thanks
to you.
again. Thank you again.
Thank you.
All right. Bye
All right. Bye.
bye.